Good evening, good morning. Let me see who I've got. Happy day, Melg. Thank you very much for your always happy dayness. John and Greg, Alan, Laurie, Melg, a different Alan, Lisa, Gregory, Nancy, Katie, Stephen, Judith. Hello, everybody. Elizabeth, Sarah, and the kids. Carlos, Penelope, Cassandra. Please ignore the traffic in the background. We won't be near that forever. And Lucy, Thomas, Jennifer, Melg. You're coming up a few times, but hello again. Chelsea, Teresa, Lucy. Hey, N. Oh, interesting. Someone called E. That is so relevant. I'm going to explain that later. Hi, James. Hi, Penny. Crocodile. Alligator, crocodile, cat, alligator, crocodile. I don't know. Hello. Nice to see you. Cheryl, Dayong, Leah, Michael, Judy, Anzal. There might be too many people today. So if you came in already and you got a hello, that's special just for you. A little bit of humidity in the air today. Whew. Gosh, it's hot. Hello, everybody. From here on out, hi Danette, nice to see you. But from here on out, I can't say everybody's name. Okay, that's the exact on the money spot time of the day. That means it's time to start the tour. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Kendall James. I'm a British artist that's been living in Japan for 3 years. And it is my pleasure to bring you to an astonishing location today that is one of only 5 top-rated national treasure locations in the whole of Japan, in the somehow a little underrated area called Shiga in Japan. I'm going to tell you all about that. You're with me for an hour and I can't wait to tell you a little bit about the history of this wonderful place and tell you why Hikone Castle is so special. Thank you so much for being here. I see names flooding in. I'm delighted. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like a proper hello from me and you weren't here in the first 2 minutes, just give me a hello and I'll try and pass one back to you. Thank you very much. I made it myself. It's made from tiger fabric that's from Kyoto that my friend had. Thank you. Now, let me give you the first something. This, I've just been told by a local who doesn't know that I too am a local, that this is one of the best spots to get a picture from. So are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Here we are. So I've been trying to steady the camera. Excuse me, let me turn. Is that straight? Yeah, maybe that one's straight. Hello. So I know you're going to think it's a little bit tiny, and it is a little bit tiny, but do you see back there? That's Hikone Castle up there. We're going to get up close and personal with that. I'm going to get you angles like you never knew. I'm going to get you angles like the local that suggested this spot, then unknowingly knowing, without knowing that I know it's a good spot, I'm going to get you even better angles, and we've got a perfect blue sky. I usually do this tour on my Mondays. Here it is, 10:45 in Japan on a Monday, and the weather is perfect. If you've come on this tour before, you'll know usually the weather is perfect, and this whole area is lined with 1, 2, 3 of 1,000 cherry blossom trees. Now, I'm sorry if you had some kind of image that Japan had cherry blossom trees all year round. It's just not the case. They're here for a mere 2 weeks, and they line this whole area, and it's really gorgeous to be honest. So you see this, sorry, excuse my hand, but you see this reflection we have here? That can be pink for a mere 2 weeks of the year. Now, I started from out here because I want to show you around from the outside of the castle. I want to show you some quite interesting things to do with trees and walls and reflections and maybe some koi fish, we'll see. But I'm going to try and get you some really lovely postcards. Thank you very much for being here, especially if you're new to me, welcome. Apparently, this is the Heygo staff pick of a tour for the week, and I'm very honoured, and I will do my absolute best to be attentive, kind, and as experienced as I possibly can to bring you guys a wonderful tour. Now, because this is a really important cultural site and tourist spot, there's a lot of wonderful information. Oh God, look at that. Look at that sky. Look at the blue sky. There's a lot of wonderful information that I can just read to you, which lets me off the hook a little bit. But I can pepper it with my own information too. But here we have Irohamatsu. These trees are called Irohamatsu because originally there were 47 pine trees in this area. Iroha is the word for the old Japanese alphabet, in which there are 47 characters. And matsu means means pine tree. They were transplanted from Kochi, Shikoku. They are a special type of pine called Tosamatsu, with roots that do not protrude above the ground and therefore do not prevent men or horses from travelling along the road. Now, can you see that? The roots just don't protrude from the ground. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it curious to think that people would have been thinking of such a thing? Because at the end of the day, you just don't want your carriage you just don't want the carriage toppling over because of the audacity of some root of a tree. So yeah, pretty nice, I think. So if you know anything about Japanese, you might know that the most basic alphabet is called hiragana these days. So it used to be called iroha, and there are 47 characters. And even now, there's 46 characters. Not one, but two characters have not become obsolete, but they've joined together to create the o character that we know today. Not o as in the honorific, but o as in to connect something, an action. So maybe I'll get the chance to show you that character later. But hello Katie. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Where are you all from? I gather that just now quite a few people from parts of Asia have just joined. That's wonderful. I hope I can do this justice. In fact, what am I talking about? I'll do my very best. I think we'll be okay. This is maybe the 5th or 6th time I've done this particular tour. Now, I'm an artist. I've been living here for 3 years in Japan. So I do my best to get you some postcards that are a little bit more special. We'll see. 1 second. Do you mind if I go portrait mode? 3, 2, 1. Look at this. Look at the curve of that tree. So interesting. And look at that. Can you see the wooden struts holding the tree up? 3, 2, 1. That's very common in Japan. The older a tree is, it's not the more likely it is to be cut down, the more likely it is to be supported. Isn't that curious? It would be so much more convenient to just cut it down, right? But that's not what they do here. Thank you all very much for coming. I'm delighted to have such a gang already. Thank you so much for your follows. Katie, for your kind tip before we even got started. Hey, you followed me. Thank you. Lovely. Gregory, can you believe it? You're my only sponsor hanging out right now. I think you might be. Gregory, what are you doing awake? Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? I love the white and the sandstone colour and the blue. Really nice. I'm English. I'm British English. Yeah. The kanji for your name is something like world and home. Are you Japanese? Are you Chinese? Where are you from? Ah, Nancy, thank you very much for saying so. So down here, there are some koi fish, actually. And in the future, if I tell you I'm doing a tour of around the castle walls, that means around here, okay? And this is going to be lit up for autumn. And I'm going to do something really special for you on my Saturday night. So it might be your Saturday morning or your Friday. But I'm going to come to the special garden along here. Thank you very much, everybody. You're Chinese. Wonderful. Thank you very much for being here. Look at the lovely, lovely reflections. It's really hot today, guys. I have to climb. How to change your avatar. Please go to the main page, the main Heygo page, and you can find a section that says change your personal information. Now, this water looks kind of green and not very impressive, but may I just alert you to how clear it is. Isn't this surprising? It looks really green, right? But actually it's quite clear. Hello, everybody. Well, there's loads of new names I don't usually see, so welcome. If you have any questions about myself or about where we are, I'll answer them as I can. If you ask a question that's actually within my tour information already, I'll save it for when I was planning to say it. But if you ask something that I can answer meanwhile, I shall. Nice to see you guys. Now, I hope my phone doesn't overheat. Normally I carry a fan for the summer, but it's clearly the end of September. So I should think it's going to be a bit easier on the gimbal. The gimbal is my stabilizing device that I use to be able to do this tour for you. Hi, Sarah. The temperature is 28 degrees. which you might think is not very hot. And actually, I'd consider it practically cold, considering how hot it does get in Japan. But it's still a bit hot for Miss Kendall James in her work uniform, ready for teaching later, climbing hills and holding gimbals. But I'll do my best for you. So, lovely question, Peggy. What era was this built in? I'm going to give you all of that information as we go. Just out of curiosity, has anyone seen Squid Game on Netflix? Because I think that these little squares and triangles really remind me of Squid Game, which makes me feel a little bit scared, to be honest. Now, we've got an hour, so there's plenty of information to share with you. But as I come across these, I'm going to read them to you, okay? Now, the English is a little bit confused, so sometimes I might stumble a bit as I try to work out what they meant to say. So if I don't read it exactly, it's because I'm trying to compensate for the English being a little odd. But here we go. This is the Ninomaru Sawaguchi Tamon, so a type of gate. Sawaguchi Tamon Yagura turret. It's an important national cultural property from the Edo period. And now, Peggy, the Edo period was about 400 years ago, okay? The Samaguchi Entrance was located in one of the 4 entrances at the middle moat along the frontage road of the Irohamatsu pine trees, which leads right up to the castle. Previously, there was the Koraimon gate at the Sawaguchi Entrance and another right-angled Yaguramon gate built inside the Koraimon with a passage under the turret. This square grid formation, poised to be solid, strange English, poised to be solid, known as Matsugata, was the strongest form of defense designed for the castle against enemy invasion. So the English is a little strange sometimes, but you see here it's translated into both Chinese and Korean and English. English taking front and center pride there. At the top, Japanese, English, Korean, and Chinese. Now, it's not a Korean tour, but interestingly, the Korean alphabet was only designed about 100 years ago, and it's meant to be one of the most simple alphabets that you can decide to learn these days. So it's a good thing that Korea has become very, very popular, what with all of the K-pop bands and things. The alphabet is deceptively easy to understand. Can I speak Japanese? Yes, I can speak some Japanese. Chotto dake. I can speak a little bit, and I hope that you find that my pronunciation of various words is more authentic than being anglicized into strange variations of words that we might say if we tried to read Japanese without knowing anything. I can read some Japanese, not everything that was on that sign, and not at great speed. But if there was a scale of 1 to 10 and you want to know where my Japanese is at, I'm at about 3.5. So I hope that conveys something to you. Hello, nice to see you all. Thank you very much for coming in. As I said to the others, if you would like a proper hello, please just let me know and I'll happily give you one. There are so few people on the road because it is Monday morning. I'm just standing in the shade for a breath for a moment, and we're going to walk all the way up there. I'm going to walk up there. I'm going to do the legwork. You just relax. Now, just in case there are people in this space that don't have English as their first language, I'll try and slow myself down a little bit so that you can understand as much as possible. The King's Letters. Is that the name? Is that the name of the alphabet? How interesting. Yes, Sarah. So my friend Sarah here, she actually lives in Japan with me. She lives very, very close to me. And she actually speaks Chinese very nicely. I've heard her Chinese. Not that I know what she's saying. She could be faking it very well. But yeah, she speaks Chinese very nicely and speaks some Japanese as well. Hi, everybody. How did you find out about this tour? Did you go to did you see it on the Heygo staff pick? Because I think there's new names here. Right, I want to read you this. This is the Umaya, the stable. So it says, this was an L-shaped plan stable for keeping 21 horses of the Lord constantly. Most of the space of this building is for keeping the horses standing by and hitching, except the east side of the stable with a tatami-floored small room which borders the Sawaguchi-mon, Yagura turret and the gate. Near the west side of it, originally this stable was considered that expanded towards the south, but it has not rebuilt yet. This is the only extensive stable in Japan still existing, which is designated as a cultural asset of natural importance. Now, maybe you understood then that the English is a little bit strange in the translations, but basically, let me say for you, this is the only example of a stable from those days back in the Edo period, some 400 years ago. This is the only example that still stands. And many buildings in Japan are made of wood. It's really easy for them to become destroyed in natural disaster situations, but also it's really easy to rebuild them. So not so bad at all. Thank you all so much for the follows. It's very kind of you. I appreciate it. I've only done 10 minutes of the tour, but you're already game for following. Thank you. Now, if I say something a little strange sometimes, you're not sure what I said, it could be because I'm British. So please don't be afraid to say, Kendall, what did you just say? What does that mean? Here's a little overview of the stable. And here's Hikone Castle. I'm going to show you one of my favourite things. There's a post box over here that's shaped like Hikone Castle. And it's one of my favourite things to show on the tour. Hi, everybody. Here we go. How's that for a post box? I love it so much. Nice to see you, Howard. Hi, Zaho. And Mayama. Hello. Yeah, maybe. But people think that horses are very gorgeous too, right? So perhaps they deserve to have a gorgeous home. And I think something about the wood and the white plaster makes it look particularly gorgeous, especially with a sky like that today. We've got a really nice blue sky. So you could show me a lot of things that wouldn't usually be gorgeous that I think they are gorgeous today. Just a post box. But isn't that a cool post box? So we're going to go up the hill over there. Excuse my hand coming in. Just over there, we're going to find Hikone Castle. Yeah, it's a working mailbox. A working mailbox. That being said, I've never ever seen someone come up to them, but it is real. It is real. Look, you can even see weekdays from 10 o'clock. Juji Goro. Around 10 o'clock. Sunday and holidays till 12:10. Okay, let's head over this way. I'm going to show you this little character over here. I'm pretty sure this one represents E. Naosuke. So there's someone in the chat right now with the name E, I think, which is a perfect coincidence because that is also the daimyo, the lord that had this castle. I'll give you more information soon. Sumimasen. So this interesting shape, this kind of cute cartoon-like shape, this is based on a character called Tobi Dashi-kun. Tobi Dashi-kun. Dashi for running into the road. And they're to stop children. Make people slow down in case children are walking. And the artist, I can't remember the full name. Nisada. Someone Nisada, but I'll be doing a tour of that in the future where we spot different ones of these. And here, this is the mascot of Hikone. Hikone is the city that we're in right now, a very, very special city. This is Hikone, Hikonyan. Nyan is the sound that a cat makes in Japanese. Nyan, nyan, meow, meow. And you can see him sometimes. I don't know if I trust this exactly, though. I tried to find out online if I could take you guys, but I don't know. And here is something I'm going to take you to on Saturday, okay? So we see the castle is lit up. I won't be taking you up to the castle, but I'll be taking you to Genkien Garden. It's the special garden that belongs to Hikone Castle, and it is one of 100 soundscapes of Japan. And by that, I mean that in the background, you can hear water running and different types of insects. And so in Japan, they like to preserve even the sound of insects in the background. So come with me to see illuminations on Saturday if you're able. But I'm sorry if you live in America or Canada, that's going to be the middle of your night. But if you're somewhere in Asia, maybe you're in New Zealand or Australia, or you're in the UK, that will be perfect for you. It will be beautiful. Hello. Hello, everybody. So you're near the beginning. You haven't missed too much. Let me show you. I'm going to read this for you, okay, because it's well presented, though sorry about the English a little bit. I'll show the camera around if you want to get your postcard of it. Here you go. And I'm going to read it to you. So I hope you like my voice a little bit. Ii Naomasa, one of the top 4 generals in the Tokugawa army, distinguished himself in the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600. For this, he was awarded the Sawayama Castle, which had been the castle of the defeated general Ishida Mitsunari. Naomasa was transferred to that castle, which had been destroyed at the time of war in 1601. Although he planned to build a new castle, he died of battle wounds before being able to complete his plan. His son, Naotsugu, carried out his father's wish and began to build Hikone Castle in 1603. The shogun Ieyasu then sent the Minister of Construction and 12 lords from 7 provinces to assist in construction. The hilltop castle on Mount Hikone was completed in 1622 after 20 years of work. And that's where we'll be today. Okay, we're going to look at Hikone Castle. And let me tell you something else that I learned just recently in extra research, despite having done this tour quite a few times. Thanks, Teresa, for saying you'll be up. I'm glad. But guess what, guys? Here we are. We've got new people. 1 second. I've lowered my mask a second. Hello. Hi. I should probably put my mask back on. But amazingly, Hikone wouldn't even be standing here today if World War II hadn't ended when it ended. Apparently, this whole city was designated to be bombed on the night that the war actually ended, on the 15th of August in 1945. So we may not even have been stood here if the war just lasted even 6 more hours, 7 more hours. There was, plans to bomb the whole city. Mind-blowing, I think. Okay. Yeah. Insane, right? Insane. Okay, nice to see you all. Welcome if you're just coming in. I'm about to start climbing. I've got my yen. If anyone wants to purchase a ticket to a castle for me, it's 800 yen, okay? I've got 1,000 yen here. That's about 800 yen, $7 American money. Okay, I'm going to go purchase my ticket. Now, I'm probably not going to show you the ticket holder because I do my best not to capture people on my live stream unless they'd agreed that they'd like to be here. Okay. Hi, Kelvin. Hi, Maureen, Miss, and Leave. Nice to see you guys. Here is the Nobori Ishigaki stone wall. The uphill stone walls, which were built along the mountain slopes to prevent enemy attack. They can rarely be seen in Japanese castles. However, you can see 5 of them here in Hikone Castle. Thank you. I made the mask myself using some fabric that a friend gave me. When I saw the fabric, I just said, please, 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 can I have enough to make a mask? Because it's very cool. Interestingly, Japanese people really love my mask, but they don't want to wear it themselves. They think it's a bit out there. Okay, here we go. I'm an otona, I'm an adult, so I have to pay the higher price. The museum is just here. They're really, really pushing this garden. Just a second, bear with me. Konnichiwa. 大人。はい、お願いします。800円ですね。はい。ありがとうございます。うん。ありがとうございます。はい。Now, we're going to see. Over here, there's plastic bags. I really don't want one. We are not going inside the castle, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But they always try to make me take the plastic bag. I'm going to try and go by without the plastic bag. Hi. 大丈夫です。はい。Oh, look at this. This is kappa. And other various yokai. These are kind of spirits and monsters and things in Japanese culture and history. Yeah, really good, right? Really good. And you see that in the background, Lake Biwa. So let me tell you, yeah, they want me to take a bag because if you go inside the castle, you need to take your shoes off to walk around inside the castle. But I'm telling you, there is almost nothing more boring than the inside of a Japanese castle these days. I'll give you more information on that in a moment. I'm just going to lower my mask because I have to climb up these stairs. Now, please excuse me, I just want to grab myself a little bit of water. I'm sure you don't want your Heygo guide overheating to such an extent that they pass out. So let me just grab some water. No, you don't need to speak English. I'll show you. They just gave me a flyer. Flyer? Pamphlet? Sorry, British English, I say flyer. A flyer that's in English, actually. So because this is one of only 5 castles in the whole of Japan that's designated as a national cultural location. One second, what's the exact phrase? National Historic Site since 1951. So we're going to climb up here now. Hello, everyone that just came in. So they just gave me this flyer. It's got information in it, but actually I think I've got more information in my little head. Here, they just gave me this. So because it's a national cultural site, you can actually find information in English. This is in English for you. And I can open that up later and show you some of the parts of it. Arigato. Yeah, I'll show you this properly later, but here you can see it in spring, summer, autumn, winter. And one of the reasons I'm bringing you here right now is because I want you to see Hikone Castle in summer, just as summer's ending, okay? So it's coming into autumn, but I'm going to bring you back here many times. I hope you'll join me again because I want you to see the way the leaves change colour and then the way the leaves fall as well, the way the leaves are gone. Okay, I'm gonna climb up here for you. I'll do it. You guys just chill, okay? Just have your PJs on and just relax. Yeah, the moss on the stones is so nice. And these prehistoric fern leaves looking wonderful too. Hello, Carol and Pikes and Tiger. Yeah, Hikone Castle is exceptional for all seasons, I think. But as Sarah knows too well, because she used to live in Hikone, springtime, cherry blossom season is the one. This area, it doesn't matter if it's a Monday, there will be honestly coachloads of people coming here to admire the cherry blossoms. But here we are on a weekday morning at the end of summer. So it's hot. Oh, thank you very much for following me. Hello, Carol. We've got lovely views to come, but bear with me as I catch my breath occasionally too. Oh, there's some big steps. They're all very uneven. Let's stand in the shade. How do I say this name? P-A-I-X. Pikes. A cool name. Excuse me. Will you give me a second to catch my breath? I'm just human. My heart is beating like a human. I just climbed some steps suddenly. And I haven't done that in a few months, actually. So, thank you, Nancy. You're very kind. We are so lucky every time we come to Hikone. Look at the blue sky. Honestly, if you're coming to Japan, just make sure that one of the days you're here is a Monday. Because apparently the sky is just perfect on Mondays. We've had some really, really cloudy weather recently. Thank you, Penelope. And thank you so much for your kind reviews later. Hi, Justin. Now, I want to teach you about this bridge here, but also I want to inspire you to stay for the rest of this tour, because I want to teach you how Hikone Castle is actually a Frankenstein castle. It's quite a curious thing, and by Frankenstein I mean that the parts have come from other places. It's a very special castle because despite being 400 years old, it has never experienced war, which is quite the thing considering the old daimyo, that's lords of Japan, really loved a battle. They loved battles. And yet this castle remained unattacked for a clear 400 years. That's something, right? It's like there's a magic spell cast upon it. Thank you very much for following me, Alan. Welcome. You guys are coming into the super good bit. If you've been hanging out with me until now, you're very equipped. But people coming in now are going to come in for the money shots. They're going to get the really great castle pictures. Now, this is a special bridge because it's wooden. That means you can burn it, right? But just here, can you see this dip? This is where the bridge, what do you call that? Struts of the bridge would have been placed into there. So it's been changed these days. It's been cemented into position. It's got these iron bars that are bolted into place. But basically, the idea was that if there was an enemy attack, that the bridge could be collapsed. So it could be destroyed in two ways, or it could prevent enemy attack in two ways. First of all, you collapse the bridge. Second of all, you burn it. And then you just build another one. Like I said, many buildings in Japan are made of wood, which might seem counterproductive considering there's actually quite a lot of natural disasters here. It can be quite tropical here at times, which means that there's quite a lot of typhoons and other things. But yeah, they just rebuild. It might be a shame to have something burned down so easily, but you can just rebuild it so easily. Yeah, very smart. Very smart. Now, I'm going to tell you about this gate area next. So let's go up. Let's climb a little bit more. And I also want to tell you about the name of the hill that we're on. So I live in an area called Kansai. Kansai is made up of the likes of Kyoto, Osaka, Nara, Kobe, also Wakayama. Mie is not in it, I don't think. And Shiga. Shiga's where I live, next to the largest lake in Japan, which is where we are today. Next to that, we're also going to get to see it in a moment. Let's have a look. Isn't this great? There's no mortar. It's just strategic stones and rocks in position. Thank you very much, everyone that's just come in. Nice to see you. My name is Kendall James. So there's two types of these castle walls around Japan. Some have got mortar between them and some are just stacked. Nice to see you all. Thank you very much for finding my tour. And actually, I've got a tour, I think every day this week, or practically every day this week, but they're big ones. So if you know me already, you'll know that half of my tours are inside. I'm an artist. I like to do art-based tours inside, especially when it's really hot in the summer in Japan. But I'm taking you outside Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday I'm taking you to La Colina. That'll be Heygo first. It's going to be quite special. I'm not going to give away everything right now. Thursday I'm taking you to Azuchi Castle. And you're going to see Hikone Castle very, very shortly. And you're going to wonder how it got that shape. And the reason it got that shape is because of something really important at Azuchi Castle. I cannot show you Azuchi Castle because it was burned down. However, I'm going to walk you around the ruins. I'm going to share the stories of Oda Nobunaga. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about castles in Japan on Thursday. Now, I'll read this to you in just a second. Here's the gate, the area. And this is one of the reasons that this whole castle is a Frankenstein castle. In the distance, you can see Lake Biwa, the largest lake in Japan, almost the same size as Singapore. I'll get you another look in just a second. So this is the Tenbin Yagura, the balance scale tower. It's an important cultural asset. It is said that this tower was moved from Otemon, the front gate of Nagahama Castle, originally built for Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and was called Tenbin Yagura because it looked like a balanced scale, which is Tenbin. The structure is thought to be the only example of its type in Japan. The stones to the right side of the tower wall are built up in the style of gobozumi, but the left side has been reconstructed from the base and layered in the style of otoshizumi. So this gate area, looking like a balanced scale, like Libra, if you're Libra star sign, is from Nagahama Castle. Nagahama is my favourite place, actually, in Shiga. And we've just got a new guide that's there, so go and check them out. What's it? Something Bit Japan. I think, Lisa, you can help me out, right? What's the name of the new guide in Nagahama? I'm very jealous that they're in Nagahama because I love it there. And I'm going to take you myself at some point because it's always interesting to see how different guides present different places. With me being British, a tourist and a resident, I think that might be a little bit interesting to see how I present that. Jay, a bit more. Joe, yeah. So we've got Lake Biwa in the distance over there. Do you see it kind of blends in with the sky on this perfect day where I've requested that the mountains, the lake and the sky will be the same colour? I'm going to show you more of that, don't worry. We're going to see. Guys, I am sweaty. It's so hot. It's not a day for polyester. It's not a day for it. Now, if you come to Japan and you see these little bits between the gates that are raised, please don't step on them. You're not going to die if you do step on them, but just to be respectful, do step over that if you can. That could be at temples and shrines and castles, all kinds of places. My goodness, I am so hot right now, though. It's very warm, and the sun is beating down like nobody's business. Sarah, are you coming to Hikone today? You said you're meeting friends. Just checking. I'm going to see this sweaty ball of mess. Can you hear some birds in the background? I'm going to teach you about the soundscapes of Japan coming up soon. Ooh. These steps are so uneven, you have to be really careful. Ooh. We've got spider lilies here. I'm going to show you. It's got a nice postcard. You don't just want castle walls for days, do you? Good smell out here. Here's the spider lilies. Step over. Don't step on them. My heart is beating quite fast from the cardio activity. Do you hear those birdies? Please don't review me saying she was just sighing and exasperated from walking up things. She needs cardio exercise. Sorry. Sorry. Nancy says her cat just heard these birds and now is sat in the window. I'm not surprised. I like this scene up here when they've got the red umbrella. It's not always there. This is a Japanese little tea house. There's a nice little detail here. Let me show you. Green tea and cake. Thank you, Tiffany. You're at the station now? Are you going to bump into me? You're going to bump into me on my way out. Thank you, everyone that's been following me. Nice to see you all. Look at this pretty bit. Just 3, 2, 1. I think it's a persimmon. Now, Japanese people love persimmons, but I'd never seen one in the UK. Probably hear from my accent, I'm British, if you hadn't worked it out before. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hot. Thank you, Tiffany. Here we go. Does anyone want a portrait shot with this umbrella in it? Give me a thumbs up if you want one. We're about to get our first view of the castle up close. Okay, 3. I'm going to get the bell in the background. 3, 2, 1. This is a special bell. I'm going to tell you about the bell in just a second. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, really? It's too cold in Connecticut to draw spider lilies. That's how much of an artist I am, guys. I just assume people want to draw everything. Wow, spider lilies and actual lilies. over here. I'm not going to go in and get a cup of tea today, but I'll just show you these. Isn't that a lovely display? Ikebana is Japanese for flower arrangement. And they like to focus on the space in between. So you might see less of a bush of a bouquet and more of this interesting kind of abstract geometric shapes in the bouquets. Here is a lovely bell. Come with me on Thursday if you want to ring a bell. Oh no, I just started singing a song in my head. I'm going to not sing that out loud. Anyway, this is the Jisho, time signal bell. This bell was recast in 1844 at the time of the 12th Lord Ii Naoki. It was moved to the present position because the bell sound did not reach the northern end of the castle town. Now it is rung 5 times a day at 6, 9, 12, 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Chief Minister Ii Naosuke, the 13th Lord, was fascinated by the tea ceremony, which he believed to have the same spirit as Zen. He practiced tea ceremony diligently. Ichigo Ichie, the famous words which capture the spirit of the tea ceremony, are found in the book Chanyu Ichie Shu, written by Ii Naosuke. Please enjoy the tea ceremony at the tea house, Toshon, and experience Ii Naosuke's thoughts. You can ring my bell, ring my bell. Sorry, I shouldn't have done it. I couldn't resist. So this is something important. I'm going to bring you here on Saturday night, my Saturday night. Okay, I'm coming by after work. The 100 selected soundscapes of Japan, the timekeeping bell and chirping of insects in Hikone Castle area. The Environment Agency selected 100 soundscapes of Japan on June 5th, 1996, in order to preserve the landscapes which have such sounds as insects, mountains, streams, bells, and festivals which are loved by everyone. The timekeeping bell and the chirping of insects in Hikone Castle area were among these. The ringing of the bell every 3 hours from the castle area, the continuous songs of cicadas on summer evenings, and the chorus of crickets in Genkien Garden are soundscapes which should be preserved for the future. Now, isn't that a lovely sentiment in Japan? How even sound is preserved, because sound has to originate from somewhere, and here it originates from the insects and the birds and more. Thank you very much, ZY, for following me. Oh, no. Dragontail, don't leave now. We're just about to see the castle. You want a shot of the castle, right? We're coming. I want to show you. I understand if you have to go. Here we go. Here's a bit of it, just through there. Let me get you a bit so you can see a postcard just before you go. We're going to see it up close shortly. Sorry. Yeah, Donna Summers, sorry. Lovely. Let's go inside. Here we have the Taikomon Yagura and Suzuki Yagura. Momoyama period. I'll tell you more about that on Thursday. The Yaguramon Gate was to fortify the turret and served as the front entrance of the main enclosure. During the time when Hikone Castle was built, this original building was removed and reconstructed back from another castle. Hello, Frankenstein. The Yaguramon Gate was unusually unique, as the back of the building was an open corridor with banister. Oh, my whole face is dripping with effort. Sometimes it's good that I'm a virtual tour guide. Let's take a walk around here. Hi everyone just coming in. You've come into a really good time because we're just about to see the main castle. Everyone else has been getting prepared, learning about it. I hope you guys have all been having a nice time on this tour. Heygo staff chose this as their top pick for the week. I'm delighted, and I hope that even if you're returning, you're still enjoying it. And I hope that you'll follow me and join me on my other tours as well. Don't worry, we're not going yet. Just thought I'd pop that in. Oh, and while I have you, I forgot, I haven't shown you this. Just in case you are interested in me, the things I do, or something, you want to find me on Instagram or Heygo or something, please check me out on linktr.ee/Miss Kendall James. You can find my Etsy shop and Heygo and all kinds of lovely things there. So please do check that out if you can. Oh, I'm so glad, Penelope. And let me show you this, guys. I got this from the train station. Now, I've been so absorbed into giving you guys a tour that I've forgotten to share pictures with you. I've got lots of pictures with me, okay? This is something you can get from the train station. You get them from any train station, actually. Sometimes they're out for you to see. Do you see Hikone? Meow, meow, meow. But if you can't see them, you can just ask for them. But they're always there, actually. All train stations have them. They're a nice thing to pick up on. Now, are you ready? Oh, Sandy, thank you. You're fun to tour to. Here we go. Here's another view of the castle. Oh, so nice. Oh, look at that lovely umbrella. Everybody's wearing their masks, so I should put my mask back on. It's a train station stamp, Teresa. It's a stamp that represents the most famous parts of the city or town that you get it in. Hello, everyone just coming in. Nice to see you. Let's go inside. Not inside, but let's go up here. We're not going inside. I promise you I'll tell you why. Because it's boring as anything inside a Japanese castle. I'm British, so to be honest, Japanese castles stood no chance because a castle in the UK is quite the thing to behold. Let me take a moment to let you enjoy the shape of the castle. And Hikone, darling little Hikone. Gonna go in for a portrait shot, okay? 3, 2, 1. Three, two, one. Oh, that's not where you meant to go, is it? 1 second. There we go. Sorry, everybody. Gosh, I've heard about the gimbals having a mind of their own, but that was something else. Good question, Alan. Let me entertain you. Let me teach you. Oh no, I'm going to start singing again. No, don't do it. Let me get under the shade. Oh, that's very hot. Okay, hello Takashi. Okay, let me show you where I got my train station stamp. Here's something I prepared earlier. No, I didn't upload it. Silly Kendall. Basically, wherever you go... Oh, here's us from this spot, but back in springtime. Wherever you go in Japan, at the train station, there's a little area. Looks like a little table with a little stamp on it. And you can get a stamp and put it in your book, or you can collect it on a piece of paper. Sorry, I thought I uploaded the picture, but I didn't. I can put it on the Heygo Voyagers page on Facebook later. Now that in front of you, that little picture, is a 1,000-year-old plum tree. Just there, can you see it? And that's the picture I got back in springtime. I hope you'll come and see the autumn leaves change colour over here in the future. Now we're in front of the castle. I'm going to show you Lake Biwa from around the other sides, and I'm going to teach you about the castle as well. I keep telling you this is a Frankenstein castle. The reason I do that is because so many elements are from other castles. Okay, please register this. This is one of only 5 castles in the entirety of Japan that is registered as a national cultural property of interest. But this castle keep at the top here, the keep is the tower on the top. This is one of only 12 original keeps in the whole of Japan, okay? This is one of only 12 original, still standing castle keeps. If you see some in Japan that are not part of that, they have been reconstructed to look that way. And that's wonderful, but this is original, guys. So it's pretty cool. Hello, Sayuri. How nice to see you. Sayuri. Japanese, how do you want that pronounced? I don't speak Brazilian, unfortunately. But very, very interestingly, I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you? The castle keep up here is from Otsu Castle. Otsu is in the southernmost part of Japan, and that is where I took you on a sunset golden hour walk yesterday of Lake Biwa. So please do hit the notifications on that tour if you haven't yet and you've just found me, and I'll show you that again in the future. So hot. So hot. Okay, I'm going to take you just over here. We're going to get my favorite postcard shots. I've not even given you them yet. So I hope you'll stay with me. I'm going to give you the ones I love the most soon. We're going to go to those. Yeah, everyone should visit Shiga. It's very important, especially having the largest lake in Japan. Largest freshwater lake in Japan is in Shiga. I didn't know about Shiga before I came here, but I'm so glad to know about it now. We've got lots of gacha machines here, so you can spend some yenis and get yourself a little toy. Too much plastic for my liking, but that's fine. It's fine. There's coin machines, there's vending machines. There used to be an ice cream vending machine here, guys, but it's gone. Here you can get coins. You can get a coin with Hikone on it. Look at those, very cute. Look at him. Now, if you want to hear about Hikone and why it's a cat and all that jazz, then you're going to have to follow my Hikone mascot tour and hope to see the lovely kitty themselves. But there's not a listing right now. It's a little bit of a rare sighting. But please do hit the notification bell on that tour, and I'll teach you about why it happens to be a kitty cat. With a meow, 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 meow. Some more spider lilies coming into action. Let's go up here. Oh, lower my mask for a second. Here we go, Hikone City. And Lake Biwa. Oh, and a little bit of fresh air. Lovely. Look at that. Loads of people just joined. Hello. Nice to see you all. Now, I wonder, Lisa, could you do me a favour? Is this tour 1 hour or 1 hour and 15? I can't remember. I think it might be 1 hour and 15. I think I give it the right amount of time. Yes. Good, good, good. We are on schedule. I try and pride myself with being as on schedule as possible, even if I couldn't quite remember just then. And I try not to go over too much for the sake of other guides as well. So we're in good time to do all the things I'd hoped we'll do, even though I've been nattering like nobody's business. Nattering, sorry, British for having a chatting with you guys. This is Hikone City. Sports is big, big, big here. Do you see that stadium? Not in Hikone, but all around, you know. Now, can you imagine if World War II ended just 6 hours later? This could have been bombed to smithereens. Can you believe that? Not lost on me, the poignance of that. But here we are. This is just the kind of small residential side of it. Here we see some of the castle walls over here. But yeah, World War II officially ended on the 15th of August 1945. And this lovely city was to be bombed that very night. But it was called off. Finally. Not without damage. There was a lot of damage. In particular, a small island to the southwest of Japan, it's still Japan, but to the southwest, oh, 1 second, that was a nice little artsy view, wasn't it? Let's get that. A small island called Okinawa actually took most of the damage that was to be done in World War II. So that whole community of this whole wonderful island really suffered so much. It was treated a bit like a wall that would defend against the mainland Japan. And yeah, I went to Okinawa and learned a lot about that lately and cried my eyes out at the end. Suffering huge amounts of empathy over here. Yeah, good question. I don't know, actually, but yeah, good question. I wonder. So actually, the very center of Japan is a place called Nagano. We have Aichi Prefecture. Aichi, and so Gifu is just a little north and east of us here. But Aichi is in the middle. This is very central. And there's a special route from Maibara, a little bit north of where we are now, to Kyoto. And a long time ago, that was called Omi. And it was a very, very important route for trade and all sorts going through Japan, through the whole of Japan. And Hikone Castle is right smack in the middle of that, a little north, but in the middle, and also very, very important. And I want to tell you even more about that. So please come and see my Azuchi Castle Ruins tour if you can. This kind of time again, on Thursday. I'll show you my Thursday. Yeah, I'll see about that. Now over here, can you see? This is Genkien Garden. Genkien, the special garden. There's the tea house. I'm going to take you to this at night time to see illuminations on my Saturday. So please join me. Hello, everybody. Oh, thank you for giving me a follow. Let's go take a look at the castle a little bit more. Let me get you the really lovely shots. Some really lovely shots from the other side of the castle that I really like. Here's the Lord Inosuke. This is outside Hikone Castle train station. Hikone train station, not Hikone Castle train station. Outside Hikone station, you can see Inosuke. What does he have in common with Hikonian? The same helmet. Yeah, that might give you a little hint as to the connection between Hikone, and such. Now, the Hikonian tour that I did, where you got to see the mascot, was just 30 minutes, but it was so wonderful. I think it's the happiest I've ever been doing a Heygo tour, and I was almost crying my eyes out with delight. So do hit the notifications on that. It's a rare sighting. I'd been here 3 years, and next month I've been here 3 years, and I'd only just seen Hikonian one time. What does that thing mean, Johnny? By that thing, do you mean the picture that I've just shared, or the castle, or something different? Give me a hint and I'll help. Here it says the buildings of the main tower area sites. There were Ohiro Mahal, Hozo libraries, Yagura turrets, Tsukimi Yagura turret, and so on around the Tenshu, which is the main tower. With the exception of the main tower, these buildings were demolished at the beginning of the 1870s. The Ohiroma Hall was the long east-west building, which was about 12 meters from the south to the north and about 30 meters from the east to the west. It had a kitchen and housed the ladies-in-waiting of the inner chambers. Originally, it was the living quarters of the lord until the government buildings were relocated at the foot of the mountain in the early Edo period. The Edo period being about 400 years ago is when it started. This is a very precious plum tree here. 1,000 years old, I have been told. Yeah. So you've heard me saying Inosuke. That is the 13th Lord Inosuke, and it's his family to which this castle belonged. I'll tell you a little more about that in just a sec. I've got my own notes here. Oh, I was super happy when I went to Disney, Tiffany, but I think Lisa can vouch for me. I was basically crying when I saw Hikonian. Yeah, maybe it was both. So the feudal period in which lords could have possibly owned this castle ended in 1868. So it was from that time that this castle actually belonged to the government, local government. Now everyone's queuing up to go inside the castle just over there. We are not going inside. I'm sorry, guys. For starters, the signal is atrocious. Secondly, you can't really see out of the windows apart from with your eyes, so with the gimbal it's useless. It's also incredibly dangerous. It's 65-degree angle staircases, which are just impossible for climbing, especially not while holding a gimbal. I saw someone doing it with a baby, but no way am I doing it. And the views we get are the same as the views we just had, apart from they do have the castle rooftop in it, which is very nice, but it's not worth the signal. It's not worth it. And it's empty. There's no lovely all sorts in there. It's just empty, brown and boring. Tenshu, the main castle tower. 3-story main castle tower. Though comparatively small in scale, the structure demonstrates the superior design required of a castle during periods of war. With its artistic arrangement of different roof styles, Kirizuma Hafu, Irimoya Hafu, Kara Hafu, elaborately designed windows, katomado on the second and third floors, and the balustrades or railings that surround the verandas on the third floor of the external appearance are spectacular. It is said to have originally the main tower of Otsu Castle, which was moved and reconstructed. Oh, Hikone was so precious. No way it won't handle the ones inside. Yeah, Nancy. Yeah, definitely not. I'm an able-bodied human and I don't recommend it. So, yeah. And there's very old people in Japan, very, very old people, some of the oldest old people going. And they are in there, but it's dangerous. Even just watching them do it scares me. It's just too much. Be careful, everybody. Be careful. Like, I'm going to get you the yummy, yummy spots, the yummy shots that I really, really like. I really love architecture and we've got some really good shapes happening here. So this is this is tiny, right? This is pretty small. As far as castles go, this is one of the smallest you can just find. Actually, Nagahama Castle is much, much smaller, but it was it was not reconstructed. Sorry, it's what's the word? A replica. It's a replica. Nagahama's castle is smaller than this, I think, but it's a replica that was made just 30 years ago. Let me give you a couple more views of Lake Biwa, and then we're going to walk down the other side and you'll have seen the whole area of Hikone Castle. Here we are. Lovely. You can see, get a real feel for the residential areas, I think. Lots of sports fields and things. Nancy, I am rooting for you. And here's Lake Biwa. There's only 3 islands in Lake Biwa that you can actually access, and only one of them, I think, has people inhabiting it. And one of them has a temple on it, which is quite special. Here's a nice view. Oh, we actually don't usually get this view on my Heygo tours. I hope if you are on a repeat version of this tour with me, I hope you've spotted some different things that you don't normally spot. Sorry, I was reading something. So this castle was created because that northernmost Sawayama castle had really, really weak defenses. It was in an impractical location. And so that Ii Naomasa, one of the Ii lords, he created Hikone Castle and repurposed parts of Nagahama Castle, Otsu Castle, and some other parts those castles had fallen into some kind of disrepair through battle or something. And he repurposed them because waste not, want not. And here we have this Hikone Castle, which in 400 years never, ever, ever experienced war. Thank you very much for giving me a follow. Carlos is a very lovely person. Now, we've got 15 minutes left together. I'm still going to get you more and more pretty views of this lovely, lovely castle. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth do all Japanese castles look so similar? That is a very good question. And I have the answer for you. And the answer is so astonishing, but it belongs to my Azuchi Castle Ruins tour. And I hope that has whetted your appetite to come and join me again and hear gossip-worthy stories of samurais from days of old and more. And you'll learn exactly why Japanese castles look the way they do. Because somebody, a long time ago, pioneered just the way, and it has not changed. So please do come and see me for the Azuchi Castle Ruins tour. I think you'll find it quite eye-opening, and hopefully we'll have some good weather and some blue skies. And I will climb even further than I climbed today. Today we climbed this special area in Kansai. So I'm coming back. I looped around earlier. I was talking about Kansai, and I forgot to tell you why. And it's because this mountain, this tiny mountain that we're on where Hikone Castle stands, is called Mount Kinki. Now, this is very interesting. K-I-N-K-I, Kinki in Japanese phonetics. And it is of the Kinki region. The Kinki region is this area here. So if you are not, look at the shape of those leaves. Wonderful. If you are a tourist here in Japan, you definitely call this area with Kyoto and Osaka, Shiga, and more. You definitely call it the Kansai region. And they do in Japan too. But those in the know, they call it the Kinki region. And sometimes still on forms, I have to select Kinki because that's the name of this area. Look at this. Oh, such a good shot. I'm so sad I can't take my own pictures during the tours. Thank you so much for sharing that link. Oh, Leanne, I like your avatar with your new fellow. Lovely. Yeah, the arcs, the circles, triangles, squares, lovely. Everybody's following me. Thank you so much. You are glorious. Thank you. Now I'm going to sneak underneath this Japanese fern. Sorry, pine tree. Sorry. And I'm going to get you a little shot down here. This is my today's money shot. This is what I do. Look, it's perfect. Someone knew what they were doing. Someone has cut this tree so that it fits. Look, lovely. Thank you for following me, Judith. So nice. Now, at the risk of upsetting some people, I am going to do a little bit of self-promotion because I do have to live. So we're coming to the last 10 minutes of the tour. And I just want to say that you can tip me and review me anytime you like. You can do that retrospectively if you don't have money now, if you don't have time now. You can do that retrospectively whenever. Please just go to the Heygo website, the main page, and you can do that. Please do. I'd be so grateful. I've got my train ticket here. I spent 800 yen getting into this castle area as well. So if you want to help pay for any of those or support my time, thank you ever so much. Thank you. Stephen, thank you. And I've not been on Heygo very long. I've been here for almost 7 months now being a guide. It says since January, but actually I did my first tour as a guide in the last weekend of February. Oh, guys, it's cool around here. Ah, there's a breeze. So nice. I'm being rewarded for my efforts, showing everybody around. Ah, good. Okay, as I was saying, I've only been a guide here for 6.5, 7 months actually. But somehow, while helping out with the sponsorship program, I've somehow managed to accumulate almost 20 sponsors, and I'm looking for 2 more sponsors. So if you would consider tipping me usually, or you tip me a couple of times a month, why not become a sponsor? If you became a sponsor, you are helping to contribute to my regular earnings, and that would be wonderful. But for all of my voyagers, when I get to 20 sponsors, I will be presenting painting tutorials, full tutorials. I won't miss out a single detail in acrylic paint and in watercolor. So please, if you're able, consider doing that for all voyagers. You also get insights into behind the scenes kind of things, especially if you have the Heygo app. So do download that and check that out. Okay, I won't go on and on about that, but thank you very much for listening. And do consider leaving a review anytime. That's all right, Leanne. Other people that tip and my sponsors that donate with their sponsorship too, they're actually helping all of us. They're helping everybody that normally comes on my tours. Because some of us can and some of us can't, and that's fine. So don't worry. Don't worry. The most valuable thing you can do for any guide is be there. Be there, be supportive, and enjoy yourself. And also share Heygo. Did you know you could just share the website? Say it to your friend. I'm telling you guys, this is worth it. Check out Heygo. And yeah, it generates bigger viewer numbers and all that extra stuff that we need. So just wanted to say thank you very much. And please consider those things. Thank you. No way. Someone just became my sponsor. Thank you very much. Okay, you can't see it, but it just said Miss Kendall James just got a new sponsor. Just said it to me. Thank you so much. Who's that? No way. I'm so grateful. This is my very, very happy, very, very sweaty face. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the kind of happy dance you can get from a very hot, sweaty guide. Thank you. Did you see it too? Yay! Thank you. I wasn't expecting that to work, so thank you very much. I do appreciate that. It don't look so good with this underneath me, but still. Let's carry on going down the steps. I know it's not so fun going down here, but at least I'm doing the legwork for you. Thank you, whoever that is. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I think I might need one more, but I think that's got me there. No way. Thank you. Oh, I'm feeling all overwhelmed. Thank you very much. Thank you for sponsoring me. Yeah, that's official. I'm gonna bring painting tours to all of my voyagers. Thank you, sponsors. You've done that on behalf of everybody, so thank you. Really looking after us all. Thank you so much. I can't, I can't describe enough. I don't have the words for it, but I'm so grateful. My face hurts from smiles, so thank you. That's very kind of you, Michelle. Thank you very, very much. Don't forget to leave your reviews with such things. So we're going to go round to the castle walls on the other side. We've done the boring bit of going down these steps. Look at this lovely moss and the signs of autumn. Some of the leaves. Thank you. You guys are so kind. I'm also pretty thrilled with how I've kept to time here. I've got 6 minutes to go. We are on schedule, like a well-planned something. I'm going to show you a hint of Genkien Gardens to maybe inspire you to join me on Saturday. But like I said, if you live in Canada or America, I'm sorry it's going to be the dead of your night. But I tell you, it's rare. It's super rare. The event is just on for a few weekends and it hasn't ran for a few years. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you for making more possible. Gregory here is one of my original sponsors, and he even gave me a tip the other day to help pay for the internet. Like, I just spent quite a lot more money each month on more internet to do more tours for everybody. And Gregory just went and tipped enough to cover the extra, which was lovely. So don't worry if you can't give. There's some people that can. And thank you very much to all of you. You're all worth it. Thank you. Okay, Leanne, I hope you can sleep, or at least a certain gentleman in your life can help you sleep. Let's have a look and see where we came from. So this is the back side. This is the toilet. And here we are. Let me recap some of this information for you. This is the back side of the castle entrance. This castle originally stood on Sawayama Mountain. Sawayama is mountain, about 2 kilometers northeast. Ishida Mitsunari, the lord of the castle, was defeated at the Battle of Sekigahara and fortified the castle in 1600. Naomasa, a victor at that battle and one of the 4 most distinguished generals of the Tokugawa allied forces, was awarded the castle. Naomasa left Takasaki Castle in Kozuke, the present Gunma prefecture, and moved to Sawayama-jo the following year. Later that year, he attempted to move the castle to Isoyama, about 3 kilometers north of here. However, he died in 1602 without realizing his dream. His son, Naotsugu, changed his father's plan and with the permission of Tokugawa Ieyasu, began to construct the castle on this spot. Even though Naotsugu received the cooperation of the Tokugawa shogunate and his fellow lords, the project took 20 years to complete. The main tower has been designated as a national treasure. The secondary towers and the stable have been designated as important cultural assets. The grounds have been designated as a special place of historical interest. The beauty of Hikone-jo, that means castle, Hikone Castle in the moonlight, is well known as one of the 8 scenic beauties of Lake Biwa. The area is 0.25 square kilometers, circumference 4 kilometers, elevation 50 meters, and the style Hirayama Jiro plateau style. And I cannot wait to tell you more and more about that and share how much I love Shiga, where I live, over this week. If you join me tomorrow, you'll be in my home. I'm going to do my travel journaling Heygo style, so you can see if I'm actually a good artist. You can determine that tomorrow. On Wednesday, I'm taking you somewhere so cool and so special that's never been seen before on Heygo. I'm taking you to a sweets factory that looks like no other sweets factory you've ever seen. I cannot wait to take you there. I also will be taking you to Azuchi Castle on Thursday. I'm going to bring you back here on my Saturday night. I'm going to show you hopefully lights around the castle walls. I'm going to take you to the one of 100 most scenic and gorgeous soundscapes of Japan, designated as an important cultural asset, as we see Genkien Garden lit up at night time. So I really hope you'll join me. When am I reading a story again? Liana, thank you very much. You've just advertised yet more for me. I just made a lovely video that sounds a little bit like a British commercial for some kind of lovely listening session. But story time for grown-ups with a slightly dark twist for Halloween is coming in 4 weeks' time. Okay, I've got 4 sessions. If you see any of my tours, don't forget that often I've got a second date, because I like to try and do one for British people because I'm from the UK. So I try and do that for my family and friends. And then most of my voyages are actually in America and some Canada. So I try to represent everybody. Of course, if you live in China, Korea, New Zealand, Australia, then we're already on this right kind of time zone to be able to enjoy each other's company without it being too much of a stress in our lives. Teresa, you're one of my new sponsors, you gorgeous person. Thank you. Thank you. I can see your pink bubble. I didn't know. Penelope, thank you so much. I'm so happy to meet and know you guys. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. We've got 30 seconds to go until I call it, but I'm going to walk you just a little further if you'll stay with me. Here's spider lilies. It's spider lily season. Let's see. Yeah, Hikone, hit the bell. Yeah, click on that bell. Thank you, Judith, for the tip. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Oh, I have to go to work for the rest of the day now. Thank you, everyone who's contributed to my train fares and all kinds of things today. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to go and work hard for the rest of the day, like these little duckies. You can't see the pink bubble, only I can see them. So originally when the sponsorship was announced, Heygo had it so everyone could see the pink bubble, but quite a lot of people didn't like it. However, me, the guide, I can see it. Okay, so everyone, this is 1 hour and 15 minutes later than we started. This is the end of the tour. Thank you so very much for being here. If you'd like to stay with me for 2 or 3 more minutes, I'm just going to walk you over to that point in the distance. We'll see the canal boat, not canal boat, but the moat boat. We'll see the moat boat. And I'll just get you a little peek of Genkien Garden. Thank you so much, Sandy, for the tip. And thank you for your kind comments earlier. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. I'm going to have such a nice day just thinking about how kind you've all been. So thank you. Goodbye, Heygo bestie. Wow, loads of spider lilies. Loads of spider lilies. If you've got 2 or 3 more minutes, just stick with me. I'll just show you a couple more things. And then we'll be done. Thank you, Melg, and happy day to you. Thank you. I hope you guys have got lovely postcards. Please share them online. Invite your friends and family to Heygo. It is free for everybody, and can enrich lives like nothing else. So, yeah, so delighted to have had Heygo join my life. Here we go. This is Genkien Gardens. This is where I'm going to bring you on my Saturday night. Sorry if you can't come to that. But yeah, we're going to see this. It's part of the harvest moon viewing season. Okay? Now, I am very hot and sweaty, so I have to go now. Thank you so much. You just joined yesterday and you've become my sponsor. Thank you so much, Teresa. I really love that you've done that. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys. I'm looking a little bit I'm just too hot. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again in the future, okay? Goodbye. See you. Spider lilies. Thank you.